You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
Welcome.
Yes, sir.
We want to welcome all of y'all to the world famous Blueprint Radio show.
Back
I'm
in
Matic,
the building. Reed Roses.
and you already know what it is. So, how was your week, my guy?
Was good, man. An extra long weekend.
I'll take it.
Celebrated with the family. Had some turkey.
Yes,
How
sir.
about yourself, man?
Same thing, kept it light. Saw the fam actually over the last couple weeks. So
Yeah.
it was just kind of more of rest and R&R, rest and relaxation for me.
That's important. We've been going so hard with the show, trying to give you the best of our ability.
Yeah.
And,
I think we're doing a good job.
I think so too. And
All
I'm
right.
still on a high from last show with Mega Sean, man.
Listen, big shout outs to Mega Sean. Much
Big
love.
shout out.
The show, our pseudo first interview, I would say, was
our first full interview, questions and all.
it was a moment. I think it was a success. Left with the energy super high.
For real.
Got the merch, so you see that the merch that we were talking about, even
Feel
the
me?
fitted, you already
Okay.
know, or the strap back. So. I do want to mention that he did have a big week. He dropped a new single.
Yes.
The single is called We Back and We In It. This is
Okay.
featuring Brownie and produced by Nostradamus.
Let's go.
So the track is hard. We're going to be running it in the drop zone. So
Dope.
I hope, everyone takes a listen. I like it. We're going to run it. It's probably going to get the full 3-week spin with us. But that being said, always want to let you guys know that if you do need to reach out to Blueprint at any point, at any time, please send us your information. Reach out to us formally, informally, however you want to do it. BlueprintRadioshow@gmail.com. And via IG, link Blueprint, you'll get at us. I'm Matic_BPRS.
Reed Roses _BPRS.
Yeah, and even hit us in the comment section on YouTube. You already know what it is. So,
Guys had some spicy takes for you, huh?
hey, I'll take it. Listen, we here for this.
I'm not mad at it at all.
I live for
man.
this.
I'm not mad at it.
Listen,
at
I
all.
did say I'll check the comments. That might be my shit. I'm gonna check the comments. You
No,
think?
I like it, man. That means they're engaged. Keep your engagement up. Keep coming at us. Keep letting us know how you feel about our takes.
Yeah.
Everybody's not gonna like everything we have to say, but
Nah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We stand on business.
That's it. All right. So talk to me. I know you had we had a conversation not too long ago, and something doesn't rest well with you.
It was a little light Wednesday
Yeah.
in the city.
Hey.
Opera House,
Hey.
Jeezy.
Hey.
Jeezy came out, the Snowman.
Let me hit the drop.
Yo,
Yeah, you already know.
legit. Jeezy's in shape, dog.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jeezy looked fit up there. Pause. I don't mean it like that, but
I know what you
he's
said.
in
Yeah,
shape.
yeah.
He was out there.
Yeah.
Loved it because there's no backing track.
Yeah.
He's actually a real performer. Voice sounded exactly like it did on records.
Dope.
The haze was in the air.
Okay.
Dope Boys was out.
Yeah.
Everybody brought their lady through, which was crazy to me because my girl's like, oh, you should have brought me. I would have went to Jeezy.
Yo, they
but
always
like,
say
it's
that.
Jeezy, son.
Yeah, there's time
like-
and place and energy and feel and
It's
vibe.
trap music. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But
ladies love Jeezy too. I seen a couple
real.
IG posts and
For
females
real.
were singing word for word. So the
Yeah.
vibe was good. The opera house
vibe was
yeah.
up. There was a girl behind us annoying us because she was trying to sing all the words.
word.
But with the Canadian accent and the trap, it doesn't always work.
Maybe we should
but
try to get y'all attention. You know how
yeah,
that
we're just having fun. Opera House was a dope venue. We were on the floor, pretty close. He did all the hits.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Yeah.
Not like the Tiny Desk because
good,
everybody knew the words.
Yeah.
So we could go back from day one with him.
Oh.
TM 101, he was doing records off that.
So he did a lot of
all
the
the
beat
way
cuts
up.
as well too. Like,
Oh yeah.
did he open the show with Hypnotize? I always envision him opening the show with.
I don't even remember the record.
Hypnotize.
I just know like when he came out, it was like.
So
Yeah.
did he do a good mix of like album cuts versus like mixtape? Ah man,
He did a lot of the hits, of course.
Yeah.
Corporate Thuggin'.
Yeah.
I Need That White Girl, Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then he did like, the bigger songs.
Okay,
I love it.
Yeah. The tracks that got you through the trap.
Akon, the one with Akon.
Yeah.
You can find
Soul
me in the
Survivor.
trap, Soul Survivor, like all that. So it was good for Toronto. Great energy.
Dope.
Nothing crazy was happening out there. The only thing I wish was that there was more merch. If there were tables, I didn't see them. And if they were outside the actual doors of the Opera House. So it would have been hard for us. Like once you're inside you're inside. Like we weren't going to the bathroom or nothing. We wanted our spot on the floor.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? But it was wild. Guys were getting kicked out before the show started. Like the buzz and the energy. Guys were trying to stand on the bar. Like
so that's two things. So first I'll touch on the merch because I saw he was wearing the Camp Band, the Snowman t-shirt.
Yes.
Right?
And I would have loved to have one to rock for the show. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm wondering. Like are they not like on that same vibe
You gotta
anymore?
seize the opportunity. I don't know.
Because I'm thinking, listen, like his fan base, depending on what it was, and a lot of times it was probably a lot of younger mans too that were into the music.
No, it was
are older mans that have established money now that maybe couldn't get the merch before. So right now, I think the merch is mandatory, bro.
My parents went to Buju and they actually got a t-shirt and a hoodie.
Yeah, well, they're
and
it
was like $60 and $90.
Yeah. Well, you go to ACC. Then or the Scotiabank Arena, now it's called. Like, you got to be prepared for all of that. But speaking of
so much more money to make,
of course. But speaking of the energy, I remember I went to the original show. I think it was back in 2012, I believe, and it was at Sound Academy, or depending on where you know it, Docs or now Rebel Nightclub or whatever the name's going to be.
Changing his name, right?
But I remember because it was there, and the energy was kind of the same vibe, right? But the thing is, though, the crowd was starting to get restless because I think it was around like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and Jeezy didn't come out yet. So the DJ's just been running, and the crowd's waiting for this guy. And now everyone's chiefing, everyone's drinking. They're on their 5th, 6th drink at this point. And then all we hear is pop, 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 pop. And then, at that point, it was just pandemonium, dog.
See, I wouldn't have gone to a younger Jeezy show.
I was outside.
But this one, I knew it was good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Jeezy had a lot to do with Toronto dress code.
Yeah.
Jeezy had a lot to do with style. You don't realize how many hits he had, but the influence he had. Huge. So I know, I remember the year of the gun, 2005, 2006. It was all Jeezy.
Yeah.
So I know certain mans, but now we're older. We can appreciate it. But he's way professional now.
That's good. That's
9 o'clock, 9:30 he's outside.
Yeah.
10:30 show's done.
Because that's what I remember. See, it was like that. See, because and he had no one opening up for him either, right?
No opener, just Ricochet DJing.
Yeah.
And he built a vibe up, was playing hits after hits. We were getting amped, and then it was like, all right, when's Jeezy coming out? His man ran out,
Big
did a
shout
little.
to Ricochet too.
He did a little sound check quick.
Yeah.
On.
Okay.
And then it was just hit after hit after hit, and it was like, yo, he was just knocking it out.
You know what's so crazy? Speaking of that time, that time in the city, how it was so hot.
Oh, it was incredible.
I remember that show, got lit off. I remember because we were in there like ninjas. We jumped over the bar. We were helping girls. I seen girls get trampled, bro.
Yeah, I believe
it was crazy. It. Everyone was moving. But even that week, I remember he had a show in London that got shot up before the show even happened.
So he was 2 for 2, you're saying.
And then Montreal got canceled. So I'm just even thinking about the bread. You know what I mean?
So he used to. He had a bad rap. He's cleaned up his image a lot.
No, but again, if you were outside, you knew. You knew going into that concert.
That's what I'm saying.
I think going to that concert was like a status thing. It was like one of those things where all the mans that think there's something in the city showed out and pulled up. Right?
I was chilling that time, baby. I was chilling that time. I got a recognizable face, but also a face that many people have.
Yeah.
So I could be mistaken for somebody.
Okay.
Easily.
All right.
So,
all right. We'll get to some of those stories.
You got to pick your spots.
I feel that.
Let's talk about it. Mm-hmm. We talked about the first half of the series.
Yeah.
Second half coming up.
Bro.
McMahon documentary, Mr. McMahon. WWE official.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the second half of the doc, my G?
So I think we finished it around episode 3, mid 4.
Yes.
I don't remember where exactly we finished off. It might have been the Montreal screw job or whatever the case is.
That's where we kind of finished our speaking.
Yeah, right. So I'll touch on when it really focuses on the family side of the relationship.
Before you go, stick up in there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk about The Rock and Steve.
Okay.
Stone Cold
all right,
Steve
all right,
Austin.
all right, all right.
Because that's
we didn't touch on that yet? Okay,
that's very important.
Bet. In regards to the rise of our, like, in the Attitude Era.
DX came back.
Okay, bet. Okay.
DX brought it back.
Yeah.
And guys started coming back to the league.
Yeah.
And then you get brand new superstars.
Yeah.
We had never seen The Rock. He was Nation of Domination. Yeah. Then he stepped out and he was better at talking than almost anybody we had seen before. On like a Steve, only Stone Cold is on that level with talking on the mic. Yeah. To me.
I think Rock's better, but
I think
The Rock is more witty and on his toes.
Yes, you might be right, but I think Stone Cold had the crowd.
He did, but Stone Cold was like, he was the perfect. He was like the Undertaker, where he was like he was loved for being a bad guy just as much as he was loved for being the good guy. Like exactly. He was like that anti-hero kind of thing.
But he's
right?
perfect because everybody wants to be like that to their boss.
100%.
And then he represents Middle America,
the working class South. Man. Yeah.
He drinks beer.
He was perfect. And
he has a quick temper. He's the rattlesnake.
He came in as a ringmaster. So they had a different idea for him in regards to being this ring tactician. Exactly. And again, it was that rant, that Austin 316 rant that just took them out of there. Right? So I'll tell you a story. As we were talking about that, around that time, I think 99, it might have been actually a little past that, I went to the first Raw in Canada ever at the Skydome. And yo, bro, it was an event, bro. Like, it was one of those things that, like, to this day, I still get chills thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because it was Raw. So it was, I think at that time, it might have been from 9 to 11.
Yeah.
It was a 2-hour show, but we had to be there from 7. So they ran like a Sunday night heat before the show, right? and just to kind of just skim over quick, like the energy because The Rock at that point was part of the Nation of Domination.
Yeah.
So at that point,
he was probably just twisting over.
No, but he was in full like jabroni mode. Like he was just shitting on everybody. You see what I'm saying? But what I realized, I think I had really good seats. I had like maybe like 5th or 6th row if I remember. Yo, The Rock came down and his muscle and he was just a specimen, bro. A specimen, bro.
Yo, between him, I'll tell you another story about wrestling.
Yeah.
One time at one of those drugstores, Batista did a signing.
Yeah.
Yo, he had to go in sideways.
Bro.
Batista was out here. Yeah. All muscle.
Yeah. No,
get back to the Rock.
But I appreciate, like seeing it up front. Like even up until that point, I kind of believed that it was sort of fake.
Yeah.
But actually going in person and seeing them getting hit by chairs, seeing them fall off the top rope onto the outside floor, like you can't fake that. I don't care how well you can take a fall.
It doesn't matter how you fall because it's still gonna.
Yeah.
Yo, that is the shock that you're absorbing in your body. You're still gonna feel it somehow.
Yeah, that athleticism was there, so that's something. So if you've never, and then I went to SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Brock versus Lesnar.
Fam. You did things.
Yeah, nah, bro. That was huge too. But again, for those that haven't gone to a WWE event, it is definitely one of the most entertaining. It's up there for me as if we're going to consider it sporting events as the top.
And back then they used to have great matches on Raw.
But again, Raw matches were pay-per-view matches. Like every single match was a pay-per-view match.
Basically,
like considering today or even before. And we were talking about on the last show, they had the Saturday Night Main Events. Saturday Night Main Event was literally effectively Raw and SmackDown every twice a week.
That's nuts.
Yeah, but they definitely saved, especially with McMahon going through the legal issues that he was going through. It's funny how just stay the course. Because if you asked him, I guess in '93 when everything was going to shit for him and WCW was taking over, and just kind of wait the storm out.
He said they knew how many weeks he was off track. 82 weeks. WCW had it over WWE.
Crazy.
And then they came back. Once he realized what the Attitude Era needed to be.
Bro. Wow.
Let's be honest. WCW versus Nitro might be one of the best video games of all time.
Yo, it's amazing. It's definitely up there.
It was crazy. That game was out of its mind. Like, you could pull stuff out of the crowd.
Yeah,
you could have Royal Rumbles with 8 controllers.
For its time, the first time it was definitely
4 controllers. But if you had a double pack, you could do 8.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Wrestling games, we need to do a quick survey on the best wrestling games of all time.
So we go through that area. He starts bringing his family and getting them involved.
Yeah.
So then you see McMahon being a real character, and this is where they're saying the lines were kind of blurred.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know if it was real life McMahon or if it was Mr. McMahon, the character. And then he was bringing in elements of his life, like being sued by, not Sonny, Sable. He was sued by Sable, but then he put Sable as...
He brought her back.
And talked about him suing. Yeah, like that was a part of the storyline.
And I think, as we talk about the next 2 episodes, like that's what really cements itself for me with Mr. McMahon. It was the fact that the business came first. Like the only thing, like he had kids, he had a wife.
He does a business.
The only thing he loved was that business.
He does not.
Everything was the business. He ran his daughter out to do all these different. He ran her out and just said, like, go hit the track, go get some bread, and come back.
You forgot they almost had a storyline where it was like,
he
impregnated his own daughter. So
crazy.
They're already on some R. Kelly trapped in the closet.
Control. Too much.
That's some R. Kelly trapped in the closet business. But what was crazy is McMahon is kissing and hugging up all these girls while these suits are going on.
Again, that's the flaw. We'll get to this at the end of this too, but that's, again, what I come down to it. It's like he blurred the line so much. And I think for him to be successful, the great artists do it. You can even like get down to a granular level of Joker, right? And diving into the role to being Heath Ledger and being that character. Right. So I can understand when you're going from city to city to city and you have to keep this act up at a certain point, you're not Vince McMahon anymore, chairman. You are Mr. McMahon, the character. And now it's easier just to stay in that character as opposed to going back and forth at a certain point. You pick which one's easier.
It's also crazy how life repeats itself.
Yeah.
His son tried to prove to him.
Oh man, that Shane stuff is gold. That Shane stuff was gold. That was gold, man.
Shane was getting thrown through like glass. He was flying off the top of the cage.
But see, the way I look at it like a therapist. I feel would, in the sense that like he's looking for his dad's attention.
Yeah, he's a little kid.
He literally was doing the biggest stunts in WWE history, and he's the son.
But he's not even a wrestler like that.
Not even a trained wrestler. So that's what I'm saying. To me, it was a cry for help. It was a cry. It was like
he wanted to, because Stephanie got put in that position.
And again, that's the twist.
Because Stephanie has that personality where Stephanie's business first.
She was good.
She doesn't care about all that extra stuff. She's like, Dad, is this what we need to do?
Yeah.
Because I'm in.
And again, that also leads to me where it goes, like, you might have a plan. You might have a plan in place.
Yeah.
But you just sometimes are you going to be stubborn and go with your own, directive, or are you going to see what actually needs to be done and do it?
But are you going to go with what's popping? Because right now, if a lot of that stuff that was happening on that show, couldn't happen right now.
But first thing I'll say, we'll get back to it in a second. Paul Heyman, he needs to narrate. Like everything.
Oh, Paul Heyman is the man.
Paul Heyman is the man, bro. Like I can listen to Paul Heyman speak for hours, bro.
Oh, come on. He is the wrestling voice.
Anyways, I digress. But
Paul Heyman has been the wrestling voice for a long time. Yeah. Now.
But you know what Vince got off too? Like Linda in the whole scenario, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
But he might have one of the most supportive wives of all time.
But she let him get all of that off, though. You think she was finessed by the role character?
But you don't think the bread is coming to her, though?
Of course. Well, she was behind the scenes running all of the finances and everything.
She knows WWE. What's popping, bro.
So she knows she's
when you marry into that, you know, like, I'm $1 billion man. I've turned this around.
Yo,
are you gonna ride with me? Or are you gonna ride with me? And it made me feel like we'll talk about starting 5 next week. It reminds me of Savannah with LeBron.
100%. You have to have those to be successful.
You gotta have a ride or die. That's with you from day one.
It's a must. It's mandatory. It's not even an option. And for you to stay on the straight and narrow for as long as possible, you have to have that person that is in your corner that's gonna unwaveringly tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. That's going to ride with you even when they know you're wrong.
Yeah, they might ride with you in public, but tell you something in the personals.
But you know, so you need all of that. That's a good balance. I felt her dynamic was so interesting to me. The Shane dynamic,
family dynamic in general, like
at that level, right? Because Vince McMahon, I think it was Teddy Atlas that said it, he's probably the greatest showman of all time, and I would be hard pressed to be like, find me one better.
Yo, Vince's character. You don't realize how long he actually was like a main character on his
Triple H. No,
I'm not even
said he's WWE's best character,
longest standing too.
Yeah. That's
you know
crazy.
what I mean?
That's crazy.
If you really think about
it, talk about being hands on in the business. But we said it. Vince from the first episode. Vince wanted to be an entertainer. He wanted to be the entertainer. He wanted to be the talent.
Vince knew what needed to be done and was willing to do whatever needed to be done for his business to grow and be successful. In the time when he was stubborn, he saw the loss that he incurred.
Yeah.
WCW came up. They embraced luchador culture.
Yeah.
They embraced villain culture.
Yeah.
They embraced having a whole roster of other things in wrestling that Vince wasn't ready for.
Yeah.
They took on that ECW hardcore looking culture.
Yeah.
They brought it to their product. Yo, WCW had the most wrestlers of all time. They had like 160 wrestlers.
It actually got boring to watch because they had
but everybody was a star.
And by the
you had K-Dog, but
you know what it was? Like, they'll have a match. I remember they'll have a match in WCW when they in their prime when they were buying up all the wrestlers.
Yes,
and the match will say it's Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko, right, or something like that. And right, and let's say they have that, which is an amazing match, anyways. But by the end of that match, the NWO has come down, and the Wolfpack has come down, and now then Bischoff has come down, and Sting has come down from the rafters. So by the end of that segment, it was half an hour, and it was like 50 guys in the ring, and it started to get played out.
So let's talk about something that the documentary talked about.
Yeah,
and it was tragic, actually. He's Canadian.
Yeah.
Crossface crippler.
Yeah.
They spoke on it. And WWE has basically a gag order. They have never really spoken about him since the incident.
Well, because
it's so crazy because all right, I was watching the pay-per-view event when Owen Hart died.
Yeah. I was too. Yeah.
That was super tragic.
Yeah.
R.I.P. legend.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't like how they tried to flip his character. And like Shawn Michaels and them were kind of playing him out in public, like calling him a nugget and all that.
No, it was by design.
It was by design.
Vince can say what he wants.
It was by design, but it was nasty work.
Yeah.
But then the crazy thing is the next day, I remember even as a young, like a teenager, young teen, I didn't feel how they spoke about Owen Hart the next day because Raw was obviously the next day, and they did a tribute, and it felt like a lot of wrestlers were still laughing, and they weren't serious about their brother who just died. The show probably should have stopped.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't have done that.
They probably should have stopped then, and they should have said, you know what, we got to deal with it. If you looked at the ring, you could see his blood
on the side of the apron, bro.
Fam,
that's crazy.
So when the crossface crippler did that to his family, that's Benoit, Chris Benoit. The next day they had a tribute because they didn't know the details.
That to me is a crazy thing, and I think
they didn't realize the details that this guy had unalived his whole family. And like, I'm not gonna lie, Chris Benoit was one of those wrestlers that you appreciated. Him, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, they were all in that same.
But he did look a little. I don't want to say off, but he did. Like, he had an intensity.
He's a madman.
He had an intensity to him, bro.
He's one of the four horsemen, but he looked a little off.
He did. And like, so just speaking about that, because obviously, imagine you're praising this guy and all of everything he's done, and then the reports come out while the show is going on that he actually, did what he did to his family.
That's crazy.
I think you would feel a ways too. I think, moving forward, you might time delay, or you may do something a little different. Maybe not even do that episode or whatever, or do it tape something.
You know what I mean? Like, this is your brother. You would think like,
I get it.
You would never expect that from a man, and that's what made it more crazier. Like, even Vince looked uncomfortable with talking about it at this time.
But you know what I like about this doc too? In a lot of lights, because it was the catalyst really for the forward thinking of CTE, like way before the NFL.
Let's talk about that.
Right?
That's legit.
So the fact that, Vince was obviously stubborn, and I can understand him being defensive in regards to the way that, the government has been coming after him. Yeah, right? So so now this is another one. I'm putting up my guard. But what I really appreciated, in the doc and everyone that was speaking about it was a quick turnaround in the sense of, okay, you're getting at me, but because there was a wrestler, I forgot his name, that used to be a wrestler and then became, a doctor at Harvard and is now letting, his ex-colleagues know, hey, no, this is a real thing. This is life or death, literally.
A lot of things happening to your mind.
100%. And so the fact that everything that happened to Benoit, in hindsight, you feel terrible that he was going through something that he didn't even know that he had no defense for.
He had no idea. But I'm not gonna. We're not shooting him.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But
that was such a heinous.
Hindsight's 2020, and I think with having that, we're able to kind of give certain graces. The outcome, is the outcome. But I think the way that we look at addiction and we look at mental illness and depression and all these other things, we look at it
and brain injury.
Yeah, a totally different lens right now.
Of course,
right?
We can't have the same lens we would have had in the 80s, the 90s, 2000s. So knowing what we know now, as we grow, we learn more.
100%, right? and we have to apply it, right? So it just runs in theory with everything the WWE. They're such a trendsetter. They in pop culture, right. Even the women, like the division and everything that they've they were probably one of the first major leagues that were starting to really push their women as forefront before we're seeing the rise of the WNBA and we're seeing all that. You're right. They've been a leader in a lot of these movements over the last 10, 15, 20 years. So right. I'll give them the props on that. But also what's crazy, because we lived it, is we go from the Attitude Era, then we go into this super PG era where and I get it, right? You want to make money. You want endorsements. You want, you want to bring the kids and the families so you can make money forever. And I get the mindset.
It went too far though.
Too far in one direction, 100%.
The Jerry Springer era went a little way too left.
Yeah, and for too long.
Howard Stern, all that. Culture was just getting nasty.
Yeah.
It needed a little shift.
Like a reset.
It did.
Yeah.
I think it needs a reset right now.
I'm with you.
But anyways, we could talk on this topic for days.
Okay, what's your final thoughts then? I guess just to
sum it up, great doc.
Yeah.
Everything I asked for and more. Mm-hmm. Knowing Vince McMahon's story, it's hard to hate him.
Yeah.
He's done some heinous things, and time will tell on that.
Yeah.
Time will definitely tell on that.
Yeah, no, the one thing, again, I'll take that and I'll just, put a bow on it myself, is he's pretty much in line with how, the richest and the most successful people, unfortunately, are in America, right? Yeah. When it comes to it, especially in the entertainment business. He's a super genius, super resilient to get to the point where he is, a trendsetter, an innovator. But then, at a certain point, you could see he became his own worst enemy.
Exactly.
Right? And he's just, that's what I see entertainment is. We can talk about it in other lights of, other media that's going on right now. But Vince, he will have his place in the history of entertainment.
Of course.
I don't think that there will ever be another Vince McMahon, or even remotely close.
You can't do this.
To that,
Right now, in these days and times, you can't touch that.
But what I am calling, I think, if he doesn't go the presidential route, I see this is where The Rock is perfect to line up to be that next great, that person.
I think he's already lining himself to get to that position.
Right? I just see it. I just see him being that especially taking over the WWE in regards to the TKO merger and all that. So, great doc. You got me on my doc tip right now. I'm into it. I'm looking for good docs to watch.
Don't worry, I got more coming. Yo.
There we go. All right, so we'll jump right back into some music right now. And, you're rocking with the best. Blueprint Radio, baby.
You heard?
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
Yeah, so it's been crazy. It's been a crazy week in entertainment.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy week in the news.
We got some hip-hop talk, though.
So,
got some hip-hop.
Obviously, last week, the topic was Jaguar Wright on Piers Morgan's show. Exposing, you see the air quotations, exposing the industry. She really went in on Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah.
Had a ton to say. Was it real? Maybe. I don't know. I can't take her serious because the next time I saw her was with Orlando Brown.
Yeah.
Vibing out.
Yo. So
let's be honest.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, Piers Morgan had to come back out and apologize to Jay and Beyonce. Public apology on the air. And that's not the type of man to do that.
With the swiftness.
So the powers that be told him, listen, sir, fix up.
So evidently, Alex Spiro, who's Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer, sent a cease and desist. However, he describes the legal action that the Carters took as not a cease and desist, but a quiet but bluntly ultimatum. Ultimately saying, listen.
Yo, play with me if you want.
Pretty much.
F around and find out, big dog.
So pretty much remove the false accusations or we're going to force you to.
And you don't want to be forced.
Well, again, it's
they got that.
What a misstep on Piers Morgan's part, who is one of the biggest media pundits in the world.
Bro.
To like where's the vetting process?
Are ratings everything?
Yeah.
You didn't know Jaguar Wright? Fam. That's a Vlad TV move.
Yeah. You know what it is, though? It is.
You're bigger than that.
What I was reading more in that same article that was Jaguar Wright, because she was in the industry and she's been able to get this off, people considered her an insider because of how close she was to certain individuals.
Right.
So she was using that and being able to get in these rooms and saying, listen, I was this, I did an album with this, I was a backup singer for this, Ray. But that's been far removed from her accesses over the last 10 to 15 years.
Come on, dog.
So the fact that nobody vetted that, or I think I'm with you, it's all about the ratings. We just need someone that's going to defame somebody that's close to this Diddy thing, and we're going to let them cook.
Yeah, we're going to break it, because if we can break Jay-Z and Beyonce, who have been at the top of the game for a minute, but we're the first to have it.
But see, now if I'm J and B, I gotta make an example.
Pierce is not even a hip hop guy.
Exactly.
He doesn't even respect our culture.
Because you still did damage. I don't care if you're taking it back and you're making a public apology. Cool, that's good. But you still took the risk that you probably shouldn't have taken. And now you put our names out there. If I'm them with the power that they have, I make an example out of this so no one else does that again.
Nah, yeah, you
feel me?
You crush the ant with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't let me do it to you, sonny, because I'll overdo it.
So you won't confuse it.
With just rap music, you heard?
Yeah, so, we won't stay too long on that, but what I guess cements the point here is that it looks like Jaguar's Wright's son has been, he got an interview or two, and
oh my God, he's calling her out. He said she's on some sucker shit.
Calling her a demon and all this. And,
he's like, my mom is fake, B.
Yeah, he's, and if it's coming from that close to the family, it's
the son that you birthed.
Yeah, but again, he was alluding to evictions and her just acting out of character and being a different person.
But does it seem far fetched to you? She's a bug out.
Absolutely. And every time she speaks, she sounds like it. But should I have a problem with interviewing the child? Because I think
he's not a child, though. He's a big man.
Is he?
He looked like he's at least 18.
I thought I was putting on him younger than that. Just based off the way he was talking.
Off his own recognizance, he was still able to.
Yeah.
It's not like you're forcing a young youth to do it.
Yeah, it's just
it's nasty work on the same thing.
It's media.
Because
media, right?
it's playing the game, putting people at odds.
It's content. it's content.
But it's always done to
right.
hip-hop
If I can get
that
her
way.
son to talk shit about
It's
her,
always
I'm
done
here.
to hip hop that way, though.
Of course.
So what about this other ridiculous guy that goes on CNN talking about this Diddy stuff?
Yo, bro.
Ray J
Listen,
had another moment.
he clearly has been involved with something that he's trying to get in front of. Like, there is a tape out there. There is, people, witnesses that can corroborate a story. He is out there. My guy says that people are taking asses and no one's doing nothing about it. No one can do, he's totally bugging out.
He's a crash out.
Crashing out.
He's a crash out.
Ray J, it's up. I'm calling it's up for you, bro.
Ray J
Brandy
takes
can't
drugs.
help you with this one, dog.
Ray J takes drugs. Ray J's a Jaguar right now.
Listen.
Ray J been on some weird stuff though.
Yeah,
that whole fabulous
he has
beef.
moments.
Whole fabulous beef where he was like, "I'll call the booty bandits."
Yeah.
He been on that.
Yeah, even on Love and Hip Hop, he's had moments where it's just like,
He been on that.
again, but he's a
Oh,
Hollywood
man,
kid, right? He grew up in Hollywood. He grew up in, a famous family.
I don't know. I didn't appreciate that. I was like, what is the point of this rant? Like, you're really not trying to help the victims,
too, right?
But you're not really trying to help the victims.
And here's the thing: we can blame him, but I think you also have to blame like the publications and media that's giving him the access. Because if I remember correctly, it was CNN the first time that gave him the platform to talk all that shit, and now they got it. And he's just looking crazy. But for them, it's just views.
So this is the main reason why we created Blueprint Radio.
You dig?
See this right here?
You dig?
Because we wanted to have people that understand the culture from the culture of the culture speaking on the culture.
You dig?
And wouldn't be given these falsehoods and these wild opinions just for views.
Not at all.
This is dirt, man.
Not at all.
It makes us look terrible
Trash.
as a culture.
Trash.
When you cue to this guy talking foolishness that's not really about nothing.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he's really siding with the victims. He's almost it's almost a parody.
It sounds like a parody, but to me, this is him trying to get in front of it, bro.
This is satire.
This is getting in front of it.
He been in front of it.
Yeah.
He been in front of it.
All right, let's move on.
Speaking about people in front of it,
Yeah.
Kanye West is he's heading for divorce.
Yeah.
And supposedly he asked, what's her name? Sensory? What's her last?
I never knew her name, dog.
I forget the lady's name.
Yeah, sorry.
He just has her dressing wild in public.
Not dressing wild in
He
public.
just treats her like, from what I've seen. I can't speak on it. But I've never seen her talk in real life, nothing. But
I need the memoirs. I need to hear about this portion of this relationship, like in hindsight. Like I want to hear, like, what was that? What was this? What is this?
he brought it to her mom. Like, yo, fam, like, your mom's looking cute.
That's what the divorce is about?
That's the whole thing. He's trying to get at the mom. Like, yo, let me hit the mom.
This can't be real.
He brought it to the girl. And somebody said you lose on everything that you don't ask.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I'm with that.
But that's
thinking.
wild. Your girl's mom, you're really gonna ask your girl for your mom's hand?
I was just having this conversation today. Like you just got to know when to and when not to. There's certain things you just don't do. You know what I mean? Like
he's wild.
But with that ego, right? It's hard to even find a governor that will, or someone that we were just talking about earlier, that can kind of put you in that place.
No, he's beyond
that. Can kind of, which was his mom's, right?
He's beyond that.
So,
Ye is on a different level.
But now we obviously have the divorce, but the accusations, in regards to
Diddy parties and whatnot.
Diddy parties and
secretary that he supposedly essayed.
Yeah. And
it's not good. Yo, SA is not looking good.
Yeah, not at all. Especially with the microscope, the way that how big it is right now, and it's crazy to me too, because like anytime I hear another name, because evidently there's a video floating around of Diddy and some A-list person, oiled up on some next. So again, it feels like this is a rollout as I'm hearing. Like we're gonna get this video as we go to trial, and we get this. And so it's really feeling really Hollywood to me.
So if I'm Diddy's lawyer, I'm ahead of all this. I'm saying, yo, nothing that you can present I need to see it all first.
I hear you.
It needs to be in
No,
my
but they're not
hands.
presenting it in court. Like they're leaking it to the public, so now public opinion.
But that's nasty because now
that's the
you're
game now.
shifting. You're shifting
That's the
everything
game now.
while going.
That's the game.
Because how could he ever get a fair trial?
But listen, the fair trial is a figment of an imagination at the end of the day.
That's a fact.
But when you lose in public, the court of public opinion, you've lost.
Well, who could really be the jury for this? Who really has never heard of Diddy or anything what's going on in
There's nobody that's not impartial, that's not unbiased to the situation. I'm with you.
You're either going to hate him or you're going to love him. And for the most part, the people that they're going to have as the jury, it's going to be haters.
Bro, but every name that comes out, all I hear is Cat Williams' voice. All I hear is Cat Williams just laughing. They will be exposed. Sorry for my Cat Williams expression. It's terrible. But, like, you know what I mean? Talk about exposed and all the lies will come to, like, dog. Like, what are we talking about? Was that a rollout? Like, what are we saying right now,
It feels like it. Sometimes,
man, like, it's right in front of your face, right?
Hey, man.
Hit the conspiracy drop right now, right? You know, like, it's... anyways, let's get to something local. No conspiracy there. The nostalgia party happened,
which is crazy because
weekend.
I didn't even realize it was still popping off like that. Like
it wasn't.
I've been going to that
years ago, but pre-COVID, right? So it hasn't really happened since COVID, and this was supposed to be a one night event. It looked fire. I'm cheesed that we didn't get there.
That's a fact.
It looked really good. It looked like everybody was in the building.
That's my spot, Revival, right?
Yeah.
That's my spot.
It's hard still. And,
I like a Revival.
But, you know, Drake, you know, was one of the special guests. Also, Mario was there, too. But,
crazy.
You know, Drake had a speech in regards to fake friends. And, you know, I think you can take it in multiple ways. You know, obviously, based on the industry against this guy, people, Drake sympathizers, fans, friends can obviously understand where he's coming from with this, right?
I totally get it. The only gripe I had with it, he adopted an accent. Drake never spoke like that before. He never spoke in that cadence before, B.
You don't think so?
Nah.
That didn't stand out to me.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I'll go back and listen to it.
Listen it back.
So what accent was it?
Yo, Toronto Mountain
It was
accent.
Toronto. Okay.
But it was like...
You know what? He turns it on and off,
He
though.
dialed it up
Yeah,
a
he
little
turns it
bit.
on and off
He's
still.
like, you know?
You're right. I caught it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not, whatever.
You done know something. You done know.
Be you, whatever, that's you. But it just felt a little extra.
But again, so...
He felt home, so he was doing it.
That's
you know
where
what I'm saying?
I feel like maybe in one of the few instances over the last 6 months, like he actually felt comfortable in the space. And he just kind of let it fly.
He said, yo, the man, them are my real friends.
Yeah.
Fake friends. Because I had to really research and really watch and see what he was saying if he was really shooting his gun at people.
Yeah.
And right now, it's been a lot of... The internet is buzzing because they're saying it's backdoor to Jay-Z.
Well, listen. I think
Nicki.
It's calculated, bro.
Everything he does is calculated.
It's calculated.
It's
calculated.
The boy.
That's the way I'm taking it. I don't take anything at face value.
Yeah.
I think this might be like the calm before the storm. Now, this is fourth quarter right now we in,
So
right?
you think he'll...
Drizzy's birthday's coming. Like, I think it's about to get hot. And especially as you
think he's shooting shots at Jigga Man?
Well, we saw the post. We saw the two.
No, but
story.
do you think he'll be ready verbally, like lyrically, to go?
Bro, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because honestly, I don't think I gotta be careful about what I say.
Yeah, because you're a J fan,
a huge J fan. But I'm also, this is why you rocking with Blueprint Radio because I'm gonna call it as it is.
You think Jordan has old knees and that's why Iverson crossed him?
Well, we do want to see him take a couple preseason games first.
Yo, the last few...
You understand what I'm saying? My boy's active. My boy's an active All-NBA first teamer.
That's true.
Active.
Because he came back with the 4-5. He had to dust off the rust a little bit.
So it's like...
And that was only a year being off.
Yeah.
So you could only imagine... Jay has taken a long time. The last joint he did was spoken word.
Well, the last 3 tracks we've heard have pretty much been spoken word. So I don't know if he's ready for it. And I'm glad we're here right now because that was my real question to you is like, how does a beef between Jay and Drake go in 2024 or 2025?
I don't even know
Like, how does that?
I don't know
coming
how
off
it
the
works.
Kenny beat, where it was rap.
Yeah, I don't think they could rap each other.
It's backdoor
because
shit,
Jay's off that.
Yeah.
He's off that. He's not in it like that. Like if he was to pen a verse at Drake, it would feel like it's beneath him now.
But here's
like
the thing.
if I was to hear Jay-Z to come back just to address Drake,
but hear this though.
Wouldn't it feel like, yo, you're a bigger man than this?
But how many men? So I'm asking you this question then. How many men do you think in the industry right now could pull Jay from out the ivory tower?
Not too many.
But isn't Drizzy one of them?
He might. I only think maybe Nas.
No, I don't even think of Nas. I think him and Nas are on two different trajectories. I think if Nas were to call him out right now, it's cool. Even with Drake, I think no one gets a full track. I think people will get subs, but he's not even making enough music to. I feel like to defend himself.
But
like, I feel like if Drake
to
wanted to cook and just like every second track just drop something, hit a sub with because again Drake's also active online.
But Drake's been doing that though.
But
he's been throwing his little shots.
No, but if he wanted a concerted effort, because you know what's so funny about this coming out now, which was like, all right, Kenny might have been the boss, but he's not the final boss. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And the moment that Super Bowl announcement came out, now the first thing that happened was Birdman and Nicki were just, yo, it's Rockefeller, it's Rock Nation and Jay-Z.
I know that opened a new door.
First,
right?
yeah, right.
A booby trap just opened up.
It wasn't just like it was like media. It wasn't Joe Budden. It wasn't like some other. It was Nicki and Birdman.
Although Joe and them have been flaming the fire for a minute,
but that's their job,
of course.
Right? That's how you get it, right?
Of course. But would you really want to see Drake versus Jay?
I would love as a hip hop person. I would love to, and the reason I'm saying because Jay has better bars, hands down. It's not even a debate, but. Over what we've seen, Drake makes the better music.
You think Drake makes better music?
In totality, like I'm talking about not hip hop music. I'm talking about music in totality that touches more masses.
I don't know if Jay-Z it's better. It might be more popular, but I don't know.
Popular.
I'll say popular. Okay. Better is a hard
but I'll say
word
better.
for me.
Listen, what's the last great Jay-Z music you've heard? Great Jay-Z music you've heard.
You're right. But I wouldn't say his music is better. I would say for me, better means
active.
Substance.
Because he's active. But even Jay wasn't like.
I think you're jumping out the window. I think better to me.
No, I'm on the ledge. I'm on the ledge.
Better to me means substance. Like, what could you learn?
No, I think
what could you pick apart?
2024,
what double entendres? What double meanings?
Yeah. But here's the thing.
When I think of better, I think of quality.
Yeah, but your ear is tuned to listening to hip hop of the last 30 years. We're talking about if they were to pop out right now, and all the media pundits, aside from those that are tied to each camp, like you're talking about, because if it pops right now, anybody that's 16 to 55 is engaged in this beef.
Yes.
Everybody in that gate, right?
But so, 16 to about...
Who's a louder voice?
16 to 28 is not going to feel Jay.
But exactly.
So he doesn't have a chance.
So 16 to 30, let's say 16 to 30 is Drake. Let's say 30 to 40 is Mixed Bag. And then 40 to 55 is Jay.
No, I would say about 35 to about 50 is Jay.
No, I'll give Drake up to 40. I'll give Drake up to 40.
You think they rather Drake than Jay?
I think
when it comes to hip hop. I'm not talking about pop star.
No, but okay, so
bigger star.
I'm looking at it the way that Kenny and Drake beef just went.
But we just saw those people in that 35.
Yeah,
that people in those 35. Those are the guys that are repping for Kenny.
No,
those are the Kenny guys.
I get it. But
that are like, yo, he doesn't have a backpack on. Drake is soft. Blah blah blah. He's not real. Essence of hip hop.
I look at the Kenny beef.
Those are the Dilla fans.
I look at Kenny beef a little different because I feel like a lot of people that it wasn't that they were Kenny fans. They just hated Drake. So it was either you were a Drake fan or you just hated Drake. It wasn't that you were a Kenny fan to a certain degree because we know that he doesn't have the fan base that Drake has. So a lot of people jumped on Kenny's side because they feel like Drake.
Oh man, everybody always loves David. They're not gonna like Goliath.
No, but I'm just saying. But
you know what I'm saying? Who's betting with Goliath?
But so now, to use your same argument, who's David and Goliath in the Jay-Z and Drake conversation?
Well, because Drake has been winning for so long,
he's Goliath over Jay-Z
right now.
No, see, I can't agree with that.
Right now. You're thinking Jay-Z in his prime, but a lot of these people,
I'm talking about Jay-Z that runs the industry, that has the most pull in the industry right now.
No,
outside of being
behind closed doors.
Well, that's what matters, and this is where I'm saying this is where the beef is going to be. The beef.
But you saw that the whole industry had to go against Drake. It took 20 men.
100%.
It only took one Nas.
100%. But okay, let's play devil advocate.
Jay-Z has never been at the same high as Drake has been.
Hold on,
Dre's peak is higher than Drake's peak is higher than Jay-Z's peak.
See, I'm going to argue with you on a hip hop level, or are you talking about a pop level?
I'm talking on a pop level. It can never be a hip hop level.
I think it's close.
Drake's an entertainer.
I think it's close. I think it's different time eras. I think it's comparing the 90s of basketball to now of basketball.
You seen the thing on the internet which said Jay-Z, and people are gonna kill me for this. I know, I'm ready for it. Jay-Z was never the biggest artist in any point of his career.
No, he was.
There was always somebody selling more than him. You're saying that wrong.
He was never the biggest selling artist. He was the biggest artist, the most popular artist, the person that sold himself for a decade and a half easily. But what the argument was is that he was never like Nelly sold more.
He was never the top.
Ja Rule sold more. Like other people, 50 sold more, but Jay kept his mystique.
And the
mystique was more valuable than anything else.
Was Eminem bigger than Jay-Z at one point?
Well, on a pop level, yes.
But this is what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
We're saying
bigger or better?
Because we're looking. I said bigger.
Okay,
I never said better.
No, I'm asking
because I'm saying Drake is that pop level.
Bigger.
Yes.
Okay.
Your granny knows Drake.
In a hip hop,
and she could listen to Drake's music.
In a hip hop beef, Drake. And I'm going to say this fact.
Guys,
I love
these
Drizzy.
Little kids on the internet were making fun of Jay-Z because
I love Drizzy. Yeah, but the kids,
you know what I mean?
the kids can be dumb nowadays.
They don't appreciate.
Trust me. But in a hip hop beef, shout out the boy, Drake could never be bigger than Jay-Z. In a hip hop beef, the guy that ran Rockefeller, the creator of Rockefeller music, the person that brought us Kanye West and Rihanna. Let's put that in place. So Jay-Z in this hip hop thing that we're in right now is Goliath. Is Goliath right now because he's the power behind. Like we can even say that there's arguments.
But when he sent shots at Drake, it didn't really affect Drake.
What shots?
When he called him Yakub to go back in his cave, like he sent shots.
No, but at the end, but Jay knows how to play the game. Jay has partially helped mold the game into
you're
it.
A Jay-Z fan?
No, I'm a Drake fan too. At the end, I'm the one that said that. Listen, I want to see Jay in a couple preseason games before this thing pops off. But
I don't want him to come back. I don't want him to be flabby and sick.
No,
I don't want to see him.
I
don't want to see him
on
Wizards.
Got
I don't.
Got it.
He's not there anymore.
But here's what I'm saying. But the Jay that we know isn't going to beef that way. And this is what I'm saying. He'll jump on the track. Hopefully we get an album. I think we both called it by the end of the year. So hopefully we get an album.
I'm reneging on that.
No, stand true. Stay the course, my guy.
I'm reneging on that take because I've seen how the year is going.
Got it.
It's summer and we didn't get one Jay-Z bar.
Yo, you're right.
The summer just passed,
You're right. He was a little more active last year than he was this year. Yeah. But
this is his time. This is cook time. It's October. Yeah. We haven't heard nothing.
Yeah, you're right. I'm with you on it. But that's what I'm saying. If they do beef, and I'll end it on this. If they do beef, I feel like it's going to be a business thing. Again, it's going to be,
that's the part not
letting mans in certain rooms, blocking certain deals. But I think he's doing those things.
I think he's a little bigger than that.
Who?
Drake.
Bigger than what? Getting a deal blocked by somebody that Jay's had a 10-year relationship with?
Yeah.
Men that have money don't care about your money. You see what I'm saying? Like they'll do a favor over a deal. If you're up.
I don't know.
It's about the relationships, bro. It's relationship building, always and forever.
We're gonna see.
If my guy says, "Listen, don't do that. I don't rock with him. Not a good thing. Do me this favor. I got you on the back. Don't worry. Say less." That is the business world, bro.
I don't know. We're gonna see. I just think I'm not feeling this beef at all. Like,
no, I don't want to see it because I don't think it's going to be a good beef.
You posting pictures of Solange smoking a cigarette. You like Save it.
No, I like it.
Save it.
Listen, for
Save
entertainment
it.
wise,
If you're gonna say something,
you know
just
why?
say it.
It's
direct.
so cryptic. It's so cryptic that like it
Well, we
makes
all
you
know.
wonder like why now?
We know why. Because he's not getting the support that he believes he should have been
Or he
getting.
felt that this full attack was designed and created by a certain company, a certain person. Because I was going to say this, and sorry, and I forgot to say it, was maybe he got intel that like everybody, all these forces that Voltron tried to form to take out Drake, like that was mobilized.
Well, what would be the threat?
That was immobilized.
What's
bro.
the threat for Jay-Z though?
I don't know if it's a threat.
So why is like,
Or maybe it
because
could be-
he's not rapping right now.
Maybe it could be.
So
a
why
threat,
does he care what's happening?
But he runs
in the
rappers
game?
though. He runs rappers though.
But what
He
is
runs
the
rappers.
okay? But none of his rappers that he's running, because there's no young boys that he's really pushing behind. It's all older rappers.
But he is the biggest female artist in the game right now.
Who's that?
Meg. Right? Like,
I think Glorilla kind of took her spot though.
Not.
I think this year,
not with Meg. Maybe you're right. Maybe
I think
the last
Glorilla
little bit.
This
yeah.
last
She's
year
hot.
she's on fire.
And she just dropped a hot album too. So
She's on fire.
Yeah.
And I think Meg has been dropping singles, but it wasn't like one time when Meg was dropping singles.
yeah, but I'm saying, but
They're just kind of flying.
But you
like,
can see where Meg is like, okay, Gorilla's hot, granted, and she and everything to me that she makes is an anthem.
Yeah.
It's a club banger, shut down the spot. But Meg just did a track with one of the guys from BTS.
yeah.
You
That's
know what
one.
I'm saying?
But that's
Like,
one. But that's not.
That's a different type of out of here.
But
bro.
that's not.
That's a different type of out of here.
I didn't hear. I'm not hearing that on the radio.
Because it's not where you listen to it. Because we hip hop
Well,
oriented.
what I'm saying is like
I bet that's all over top 40.
my thing is because you have the machine behind you,
Yeah.
you're gonna get that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You're gonna get that.
But
You're gonna get
the
those
full circle
looks.
to Jay.
But when we look at the numbers and you're like, yo, is Meg's album selling like that? I don't think so.
See, that's a different argument because I don't think it's
I
about
don't
sales
think so.
anymore. I think people are making their money off endorsements and other looks like that sales thing. I think it's if you are with the Rock Nations and the big and the Universal Music Groups, yeah, they can play the algorithm
'Cause they can-
games
they-
and they can
they
make the
push your
numbers.
joint.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
They push
So
your
I don't even quantify them. I can't quantify them. I don't even know how they make sense anymore.
They don't.
Like,
Because you need millions of streams just to make
so for me,
$1.
it's the eye test. Like, let your buzz. Like, are you hot? Like when you play with like Glorilla.
No,
Like,
Glorilla is undeniable.
I don't even need to watch a music video. I don't need to be attracted to her. Like her music is just hitting.
But it's undeniable.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
everywhere.
So that to me is the buzz.
Like you know where I knew she was on fire?
And why Drake can't be stopped.
You know why I knew she was on fire? Thanksgiving, end of my little set, you know, I was DJing, put on joints for the kids.
Yeah.
And I mean from 5
Yeah.
to about 15.
Yeah.
I dropped at 7 p.m. Friday.
Yo. We ran. It got 3 weeks out of us.
Even the big ladies
I think it got 4
in the
weeks out of
back
us, yeah.
were wilding.
Yeah.
They were singing it. The floor was rumbling. So I know
Yeah.
the power of a record. I just never seen it.
Yeah, no, she's super hot.
I never
She's super
seen
hot.
it.
Right
I
now.
never seen Meg have a joint like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Meg though.
Big shout out. Okay, so again, it's a hip hop week, and our boy, J. Cole,
He's back.
you know,
we've been hearing him.
I want to call him the little bro, because
Bro,
it's like,
we've been hearing him
the
on
love
joints
is like-
though. We heard him on the T Grizzly.
he's working.
He was on an ASAP joint we've been playing.
Yeah, he's working.
And now he's back out because he took a break.
Good for him.
Cole was red hot till he dropped that album. He had that 7-minute drill, took it off the album,
dropped
then he
an album
went
this year.
silent. And to be honest, his
dropped an album
album
this year.
his album would have been in the top 5.
Yeah,
It still is in the top 5, but it would have got more burn from us
yeah.
if Kenny
It's when it came out.
and Drake. Yeah.
When it came out. It came out.
And
at
it's
a time.
what he did.
Yeah, and
He did
and
a very
yeah.
un-hip hop.
very unhip hop.
Yo, listen, he dropped the joint Port Antonio.
Yeah. Shout out Yad. You don't know.
He's really saying, Anyways, he dropped Port Antonio.
Yeah. Heavy track. I love it.
Let's get into it.
I love it. So we're gonna run it for you right now. You guys let us know. Okay, we'll talk about it after, and we'll take it from there.
Blueprint Radio.
All right. So what do you think about the track, Roses? I love it. As I said before, like it's absolute fire.
I like it. And I heard people very annoyed by what he was doing by addressing not being in the beef and not being hip hop and trying to side with Drake and say, yo, don't get lost in the shuffle, apologizing to Drake on the track. I'm not like those youths that were coming at you, even though he did like 4 joints with mans that had beef with him in the time when they had beef with him. It feels weird to me.
So I want to shoot some bail on that, but here's the thing.
He must just be a really good-hearted guy.
Listen, you have to rate J. Cole. And I guess like it was kind of like, I had a little Vince Carter rant. I think it's the same thing in that sense where J. Cole is, like he came out, you hear this track, first of all, the Dead President sample, amazing. And the way they slowed it down, absolutely great. But like I understand where people are coming from when they hear J. Cole, recently. Now, this is like his first single by himself. So, I feel like this is him stepping out, ready to drop whatever next project is. But when you hear the music and you hear the bars and you hear the cadence and you hear the beat and you hear Cole be Cole, like you got to put some respect on his name. Like regardless of the decision he's made, like I don't even feel like most people can even have a voice or say anything. Like what happened in that situation is a conversation between him, Kenny, and Drake. Other than that, he is the best rapper in the world, at least to me. Kendrick Lamar is amazing. My favorite rapper right now is J. Cole.
They stripped me of my spot, and now I'm finally free, my ninja.
Yeah.
They say I'm picking sides. Hey, don't lie on me, my ninja.
Yeah.
Then start a war. Hey, Drake, you'll always be my ninja.
Yeah.
I ain't ashamed to say you did a lot for me, my ninja.
Who does that? Like he doesn't take himself too seriously.
I wish you would have said that right in the heat of the battle.
I feel you.
Why wait until it dies down to say that?
But maybe he just thought it.
Drake needed that strength.
Maybe he just thought it.
Drake was fighting for. I seen my brethren on the floor. 40 guys are stomping him out, and after he's done, and be like, "Oh, let me fix your wounds." Nah, dog.
Listen.
We're back to back like Double Dragon, Contra. We're in there fighting.
I'm with you.
I'm not siding with the 20 guys that are going at me.
I'm with you if that's your man.
Especially if you're gonna say you did a lot for me.
I know, and maybe Drake don't want to hear it. And I get it.
Of course he doesn't want to hear it.
And I absolutely get it.
Bro, if me and you, we're Contra right now. Whatever happens, we walk outside, we're back to back fighting in the square, bro.
Up, down, left, right, A, B, A, B.
Okay, then.
What do you mean?
So for me, it's like, it's cool. Like, yeah, it's a gesture, but like, J. Cole, dog, you're all over the place, dog.
Yeah, I feel you.
You're all over the place.
You know what? I feel like I'm with you, and I get your take. Bro. I get your take. I'm giving J. Cole all the bail in the world.
Bro, I'm fighting for my life out here. I got 20 guys going at my head. I got Ross. I got supposedly Jay-Z.
Talk to them.
I got Future. I got BBL Drizzy on the airwaves. The only one that I'm doing records with right now is Sexy Red.
Crazy.
And this wild youth from the dot that's making. I don't even know why he did that.
It sounds like it's a parody. Right?
I hate it.
It's a parody.
Hate it. Doesn't let them take it seriously. But yo, Drake was fighting it.
No,
he was fighting the fight.
Bro, I told you I went to OVO. I went to OVO Fest. I went to pseudo OVO Fest. Right? And he didn't even rap a bar. So I get. He went through it, dog. He went through it. I get it. But I can understand it from Cole's perspective too, in the sense that like he was ready to go. He was on Team Drake's side, and I can almost guarantee he got a call from one of the only people that he would probably respect the call from, saying, back out of this. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was Mr. H to the Izzo. So, and I do give Jay that much props and power to be able to, do that. And again, the conspiracy theories are out, Rock Nation versus Canada. Right, you piece it together. You can take it anywhere you want to go, but I want more music like this. you can't argue when he's giving you these type of bars. Like both those verses were amazing. Like both those verses probably could be in our end of the year top of the verses.
Well, we'll see. The end of the year is coming up just now.
Yeah.
We got 2 months left.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of great music, man.
Oh man, we have a ton in the archive we got to go through right now.
So yo,
And don't even get it twisted. Please go to YouTube. That's the Blueprint Radio page. We have amazing playlists on there. iTunes, Spotify. Go get at us. You know, we have the best playlist up for the month. The show in Blueprint Radio. We set the vibe for you. We get it cooking. We hype you up for the club. You already know what it is.
let's do it.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
Yeah. All right. This week in sports has been it's a pretty jam-packed week. We were talking about, you know, what's the best time, busiest time in sports this time of the year versus May.
I told you, fam.
You got me on board
I said the fall.
with October. This is right in line with cuffing season, doggy. Like just sit down, right in line.
You're sure you watch a little sports?
Yeah.
So right now, MLB playoffs is going on.
Fire.
We got the LA Dodgers versus the New York Mets.
Yeah.
And then these are just the big series. We got the Yankees versus the Cleveland.
The Guardians. Yeah. So this is the final
I still
four.
call them the Indians, but I respect that.
Yeah, granted.
I
No,
respect that.
they so the NLCS and the ALCS are set.
Yes.
Right now, the NLCS is 1-1. 2 really good games. The Dodgers, I think, going into game 2, didn't give up a run in 3 games, and then then the Mets exploded yesterday for a pretty convincing win.
Crazy.
Taking a game in LA, going back to New York, and then the ALCS, you got the Yanks and the Guardians. Yanks won last night. Pretty good game as well. So we'll see. At this point, who do you got?
So I can't go against Shohei.
Okay. All right.
Even though big up Queens,
Yeah.
Uncle D,
Yeah.
I know that's your team. I know the Mets is your team, Uncle D. I know you, Jamaica Queens, big up.
All day.
We're gonna go with the LA Dodgers in that
Bet.
series, and then I kind of made the Yankees hat more famous than the Yankees
Yeah.
did. So I'm going to go with them over Cleveland.
All right.
But baseball is just on fire right now. Lovely thing to watch.
Yeah. It's
Such a
beautiful game.
strategic
Yeah.
game. Like every run counts, every at-bat, every inning, something's happening.
Like there's no wasted movement in baseball. Like down to every pitch, every ball, like everything matters, right?
That's a fact.
For me, okay. So before I get to mine, okay. So you got Dodgers, Yanks. Who wins the World Series?
Dodgers. I think Shohei
And
goes home with that big trophy.
what's the series?
I'm gonna say it's 4 games to 2.
Okay. And who's your MVP?
Shohei.
Okay.
Come on.
Listen,
I think Judge.
didn't talk
Judge
about
will
this
be
at
there.
all.
I feel like Judge will be up there
Yeah.
though. I think Judge will have a tremendous series.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm giving it to Shohei.
yeah. So I'm with you. I have Dodgers, Yanks. I have the Dodgers winning the World Series 4-1. I just feel like
4-1,
if they lock in to the way that they were pitching, other than last night, which was kind of different than it's been weird because the beginning, I think the first couple rounds they had the highest ERA of the pitching staff, and then the last 3 games or up until last night they didn't give up a run, and then they tee off on them last night. But I feel like if the Dodgers can lock in and they have the better lineup from top to bottom. I feel quality hitters.
Yeah.
The Yanks, I give power on the side of power.
You can never count the Yanks.
Yeah, I give them on the side of power. I think the Dodgers team
That
is just
hurts me.
it's a
I went
better
against the
organization. I can't root for them. I'm a Blue Jays fan, bro. I can't
I know.
you root for the Yankees, bro. It's just not in me. So I got the Dodgers. I got them 4-1. I got Mookie Betts as the MVP.
Mookie Betts?
Yeah, I got Mookie
That's
Betts
not
as
a
the
bad
MVP.
MVP.
And I
though.
think it's just on par for just the way sports is. It's never who you think it is.
know
Right?
what I'm
Like
saying?
and Mookie's just still, if he's not Shohei, he's second best player in the league to me. So at any given time. All right, so we'll see. We'll keep you guys caught up. I think by the time we are on our next show, it actually might be World Series time. So we'll keep you guys caught up. WNBA playoffs has started. Are in the finals right now.
Yeah.
My bad. We got the New York Liberty versus the Minnesota Lynx. The series is 1-1. Upset win by the Lynx in game 1. Liberty won game 2. Game 3 is Wednesday at 8 p.m. Who do you got in this series?
I don't even know, fam.
Okay, got it.
I
Say
don't
less.
even know. I'm gonna go with the New York team.
I'm going with the Liberty too. They lost last year in the finals, so
My
I think
girl Sabrina is just
yeah,
unbelievable.
You know, I was surprised that she played for the U.S. team.
Yeah,
I was surprised with that. I don't know why. It was just maybe just a little odd to me.
She's
but
that deal.
I haven't seen her in any Canadian commercials.
No.
Am I wrong to say that? Like I haven't seen her in anything Canada. So that now that I guess as I'm saying it out loud, it makes sense. But yeah, I got the Liberty. They're the better team. They beat the 2-time champions to get to this point. It's just, how the way sports work, right? You got to ascend to the next, move up. NFL. And anything stand out to you? Week 6?
Yeah, it was a crazy week, bro.
Yeah.
Cowboys are trash, and they got destroyed by the Detroit Lions.
Yeah. Okay. Let's stay there for a second. Just 1 second. Yeah, the Cowboys are trash.
Yeah.
And Detroit might be the best team in football.
That's what they're saying right now.
Yeah. So the Cowboys are trash. If you haven't heard us say that before, they lost 47-9 at home. At home,
it was disgusting.
At home, national TV. So Dallas. Anyways, the Ravens.
Aiden Hutcherson suffered a gruesome leg injury.
Yeah, sorry. Let's go back to that.
So he might be out for the rest of the season.
He's done. He's done. And he's their their A1 linebacker or defensive end that is just such a menace to the quarterback.
Exactly.
So we'll see, but they have a good team over there.
I just want to ask you something.
Yeah, shoot.
We were talking about Dallas.
Yeah.
The coach of the Jets just got fired
this
week. You think Mike McCarthy keeps his job? Because I was questioning, there's a few coaches that might be out of a job in the next few weeks. I mean, Doug Peterson of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Kevin Stefanski of the Browns.
Yeah.
These are all teams that are like 1-5.
Yeah. Sirianni in Philly,
good.
Maybe. He's just cussing at the fans after a win.
So you see where I'm going with
this.
Yeah. What is your feels on this?
Okay, so Jerry was actually asked by a reporter post-game.
It was his birthday, too, when he took that
47-9 loss is crazy. Yeah. On Jerry's birthday is crazy. I even watched First Take and Stephen A. was going nuts. But he said on camera that he's not going to make a midseason coaching change. Now, I personally think that now they have injuries, right? They don't have a running game. They don't have Micah Parsons, who is their best player on their team.
But were they good enough with these guys?
They didn't do enough in the offseason. They ran back the same team that they didn't win with last year, and every other team that needed to get better got better. Right. We're kind of similar in the situation, but we actually got to the Super Bowl. So I'm talking about San Fran. But it's crazy what they say in professional sports when an owner or general manager or president endorses a coach, right? When they give them that blessing, set the timer.
Well, I mean, they told DeRozan they wouldn't trade him.
Set the timer, bro.
Villanueva, many players have come out and said, like, yo, they just told me they weren't going to trade me. And then I was on the next.
Usually it's the coup de grace to the job, right? It's over for them. That's the final blow. I honestly believe Dallas is talented enough, at least offensively, that they can, if they get another coach, they can right the ship and maybe make a wild card spot. They're playing like a team that wants to get the coach fired. That's what it looks like to me. They know literally, because like the symbolism in yesterday's game, bro.
Dak has been terrible.
But he has, but you can't blame Dak. Like there's so many other things that they should have done, and you can blame Jerry because Jerry is the president, the GM. Like he's wearing one too many hats. Yeah. And it hasn't been to success. But again, when you have all the money, a la Vince, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, and no one can question you on it. But I don't think they make the change, and I think they don't make the playoffs. They fire him at the end of the year, and he pays Bill Belichick the highest coaching salary ever in football history.
You heard it first, people.
That's what I think.
Matic said it. Bill Belichick to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Next season.
And he goes to the Cowboys and Jerry Jones will relinquish the GM. He will let Bill Belichick do it. He won't, because Bill won't take the job if he doesn't have it.
As I said, you heard it first.
Hey.
That was a big one. That's a bar. Hey. You could drop the mic off that.
Hey, I'll check the comments.
Oh. Ravens beat the Commanders. Commanders were 4-1. They now dropped to 4-2. Rookie quarterback.
Listen.
Jaden
Daniels. Yeah, he's special. Him and Lamar on the same field, special.
Crazy.
They only lost
right?
by a touchdown. You see the future. The Commanders are like they've leapfrogged many teams to get to where they are from where they were.
And every time you thought the Ravens were going to take over the game, Jaden made some big third down and fourth down drives. He is special.
There. He's
definitely special. Probably the number one QB that came out. Like he might be rookie of the year already.
Knock on wood. Unless he gets injured, it's in the bag. He has it already, right? Because again, when you play the Ravens, who's expected to, be one of 4 teams to be in the Super Bowl.
Great defense.
Right? So we'll see. That was a good game.
Monday nighter.
I guess we'll end it on yesterday's game.
Let's talk about it.
The game was ugly. Let's just say that.
Let's just say the Jets played a disgusting
football.
game too.
The Bills didn't play any well. They
didn't play well, but they deserved the win just off the strength that the Jets had 11 penalties, 2 missed field goals.
Thank you for this.
What are you dealing with,
bro?
Dog? I saw your boy Aaron Rodgers come out after
that is my guy.
and complain
that's my guy.
About officiating.
Okay. But here's the thing. He has to do that because he can't because Aaron Rodgers wears his heart on his sleeve that he can't come out and start and be cussing everybody on his team every week. He also just got his
coach fired.
Well, he's definitely a coach killer, but it's all by design.
Facts.
Right? Because first of all, I don't want to go we'll get to what happened today. But
yes.
But how are you missing a 32-yard field goal? Like, you're professional. No, you're a professional. No, I've never kicked a football in the uprights, ever.
It's a lot of pressure.
I can understand it. So
I'll take pressure.
But dog, 32, you got to make that. And
that
when
has to be early in the game, that's got to be automatic.
Come on, what else is automatic?
That would have been the tying score.
Come on, man.
That's 23-23
And
right
I felt for Aaron Rodgers. Throughout that game, they need more talent on offense. They're the best defense in the league. So if he gets one more piece, a la today, getting Devontae Adams.
I got to retire that Raiders jersey. I never even wore it yet.
It's all good.
I never even got to wear it.
Do like they do. Just put a piece of tape over it and write, I don't know who else you could put, Josh Jacobs on there or something. But yeah, so they got their man. And I think the last reports we heard about this whole trade was that it was kind of being stalled and he was going to stay in Vegas because they weren't able to make the numbers make sense. But after you lose like that on Monday night on national TV, and it's clear that your Hall of Fame quarterback that might have 1 or 2 years left needs help, you get them the help as soon as possible. So the leverage was out of their hands. After that night, after last night's loss,
they did it.
Vegas had all the leverage in the world.
They did it.
And the deal is done. So we'll see. And it's so funny because I believe, I didn't see it, but I saw the update that Aaron Rodgers is a guest weekly on Pat McAfee's show.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams was on the show today.
Over under, how many touchdowns does Devontae Adams end the season with?
How much does he have right now?
I don't even know.
Okay, so let's say with the Jets, I think they clip
over 10.
No, I think they clip at this point. What did we week 6, week 7, going to week 7? So that we have until week 18. Have they had a bye yet? So that gives us another 9 weeks. Let's say 8 weeks to say they haven't had a bye. So they have 8 weeks. I think they average a touchdown, at least a touchdown a game for the rest of the season.
So he finishes with at least 8.
8 with the Jets.
I can look it up. Let me look it up.
Yeah, at least 8 with the Jets.
Let me look it up because that's easy work.
Yeah, at least 8 with the Jets.
I just wanted to see how much of. I want to see how much of a factor he'll be.
I think he's going to be huge. I think he's worth every penny. I think, and again, they had the highest success, like touchdown ratio, pass ratio when they were together in Green Bay. They have a synergy that quarterback and receiver die for. So it's just like muscle memory.
So he only has one right now. So you don't think he'll get over 10? 10 or over?
I think he gets over 10 with Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback.
All right. So
Aaron Rodgers is going to stare at him, bro.
All right, well,
and he's that good that everyone knows where the ball's going to go, and he'll still be able to get
to it.
Yeah, he's that good.
I love it. So, any predictions for next week's games?
I haven't even really looked. I know we're. Let me take a quick look while we're there. How about you? You tell me what you got for next weekend while I'm looking this up.
Well, first of all, let's talk about Tampa Bay smacking New Orleans, putting up 51 points on the board. I know you didn't expect that.
Well, you know what's weird? Like Baker Mayfield, he's an anomaly right now. It's one of those things. Maybe we touched on it on an earlier show, but the fact that he just found his place. He found the city, the culture, the locker room that is a perfect fit for him. Because again, he was a winner at Oklahoma State, right? Like he was a proven winner in college. I believe he won the Heisman. So he's he can do the job.
Right.
But like many places, like many players, it's about finding
right
that situation at the right time. And I feel like he's there now in that division. That's theirs. Easy cake.
So let's talk about it. Next week, we got an amazing game.
Okay.
Detroit Lions versus Minnesota.
Divisional
Who you got
game.
in that? Who you got in that?
Wow. Well, okay. So what I'm going to, because it's the NFL, I will go. We have another big game. I will say I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings only because they had a bye this week and they're at home.
Okay.
Right? I think it's going to be maybe a touchdown, but that Hutchinson injury, it has to, it has to impact you somehow, some way. Right? And if anything, you get, it hurts you the first game and then you adjust. Right? Because now teams are going to maybe run the ball in that direction now this week, right? Where you don't have a fit yet. And maybe they might make the adjustment throughout the game next week. But I feel the Vikings, they're good. I also do feel the Vikings are going to come off this cloud that they're on.
Yeah.
Right? Like we've seen Sam Darnold play and to no success in two places right now. And he's getting success now. Good for him. I just don't think it lasts the whole season. We know they're not going undefeated. So it's going to be a good game. My eyes are definitely, of course, on, KC San Fran next week. That's where my eyes are because we got the Super Bowl rematch.
Let's go. I really want to see that game. I also Houston Texans are playing amazing.
Before we get to the Houston game, I'm going to say one thing. You know I hate that game this year?
Why?
Because we're going to win that game. We're going to win the game. And we're going to make them unbeaten. And just knowing what happens. And listen, I'm a Niners fan, but I've watched NFL long enough to realize that we might get to the Super Bowl and lose to these guys again. That's just the way the NFL is. But anyways, we are going to win that game, and we're going to cover that spread, that 1.5. I'm telling you that right now.
So you heard it first. Matic says
San
Fran beats KC to give them their first.
I'm actually going through it, and I love it. I'm a San Fran fan, but I told you guys I'm going to keep it straight. Andy Reid is an absolute genius off the bye, and KC had a bye this week. So I'm gonna take it back a second. This is the computer computing in real time, and Andy Reid has some crazy number coming off a bye. I think he's only lost once or twice in his career coming off a bye week. So I'm going to...
If Andy Reid gets time to prepare, he's unbelievable.
My heart is going to go with San Fran. My mind...
Kansas City Chiefs, eh?
You can say it.
6-0? 6-0?
They just find a way to win, man.
They've been finding a way
to win.
You know what? I think they played their best game this week.
Yeah, they just find a way to win. I don't know. Any other
Tampa
big
Bay,
game?
Baltimore.
Woo. And that's Sunday night, a Monday night too.
That's a great Monday nighter. Who do you got?
The Ravens look too good. Tampa looks amazing too. I got to give it to Baltimore. I think their offense is just too good. Tampa, and again, Tampa's good. I just don't know if they're that good. Like, I think maybe the competition. I got to see who they've been playing. I don't know if the competition is like. I don't remember them playing any world beaters yet. I think they played Philly, but Philly doesn't look as good as everyone thought they would this year.
I was riding with Philly, and they haven't looked as special as they did.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Few weeks.
I'll take the Ravens. Extra day of rest, Monday night game. So we'll do that. So we got you here at Blueprint. We'll let you. We'll give you a recap of that. NHL season started. Man, there's a packed show. NHL season started. I'm watching some of the games last week.
Yes.
Obviously, Utah, the hockey club, is
what a name.
So let me get this. Are we copying footy? Or did they not have time to think of a name? Like, what do we do? Like, what is it?
I just don't know because it's Colorado Rockies in baseball.
Yeah.
What is Utah known for? Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Like, what are
Mormon?
Nah, you can't bring religion to it. So
no, I don't know. Like, again, that's what I'm trying to say.
I know they have. Like, I flew over Utah and it was mad mountains.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they'll go with anything to deal with.
The fact that they don't have a name, like in any of the four major professionals, like that's a
they're the
thing.
Jazz, Utah Jazz,
yeah,
which doesn't really fit them.
Well, because they moved from New Orleans, right?
Exactly. So that's Jazz. So I don't know. It's an ugly name. Any predictions for this season in the NHL?
For me, yeah, I think actually, okay. So I'm officially on the ledge now. Okay. And
oh God! Don't do
honestly,
it.
yeah.
Don't do it.
Honestly,
I know what he's gonna say, and I'm gonna say don't. No, do it.
I have
kid.
to. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I genuinely feel it.
You're lying, yo.
No, I genuinely feel it.
Yo,
I feel like it's our year. I feel like it's our year, bro.
Say what I hear.
I feel.
No, you don't.
Yo, listen. I genuinely feel, and I'll say this, and I'll say it. I think the storylines line up perfect, right? I think that. Austin Matthews, has ascended to the top three players, if not, two players in the league. He got the captaincy, right? So, I'll say that, we get this hard-nosed, gritty coach, proven ex-Leaf, ex-Maple Leaf, ex-Stanley Cup winning coach to come in and take this group of guys that can't seem to get over the hump to the next level. We got the enemy.
Who's that? Coach Bombay?
No, Berube.
No,
right?
I called him Bombay because if you watch him like Ducks.
And I'll say this too.
Yes.
In that finals run with St. Louis Blues,
yes,
they beat the Boston Bruins, who are our arch enemy. So again, the storylines. I'm not done though. We got the enemy, as I was mentioning, Max Pacioretty.
Okay.
Thorn in our side for how many years with the Montreal Canadiens? Redemption song, has something to prove, taking league minimum. Only thing left to prove for him is to get a cup, right? So we have all of these. I think William Nylander takes the step to top 10 in the league.
Nylander's my guy.
Yeah, it takes the step to top 10 in the league.
I think he has the best stick handling in the game.
And I'll say this, as well. I think we also get a number one defender. I don't know who. One of the top ones.
You saying mid-season?
Mid-season trade deadline, but it's going to be at the risk of losing Mitch Marner or John Tavares or some one of the core pieces to get us over the top. I think that's a prediction I got. I don't know how true that's going to come through,
this
but
this is the JV trade.
This is DeRozan, I think.
This is DeRozan.
This is DeRozan and Dwayne Casey. Like that's how it is to get us over the hump. I feel at some point throughout the playoffs, we're going to play Boston and beat Boston just as that symbolic win. I'm doing a lot. I know
you
it,
are.
but I think I'm reading the tea leaves just based off the moves. I think they make moves that championship winning teams have made in the offseason.
So I'm going to be respectful.
Yeah.
Odds wise, Maple Leafs are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I get it. It's the defense.
They're eighth in running for Stanley Cup predictions.
I get it. It's our defense right now.
Canadian team's number one, the Oilers. Yeah. Edmonton Oilers are number one.
That's who I have coming out the West.
But the team I think is going to win, who just won, Florida Panthers.
So here's the thing. Like, Florida's an amazing team. getting to the cup 3 years in a row. That is mud.
Dynasty, y'all.
That is mud. Getting to the cup 3 years in a row.
Dynasty, y'all.
You know, and hockey is a tough sport. It's
You know what?
It's an exercise in nutrition. Like,
you know why I feel for them? Because my cousin was like, yo, how you can... He's from New York.
Yeah.
So he's like, yo, how you Canadians losing to a team that plays in a strip mall?
bro, a Canadian team hasn't won a cup since '93. Like,
Montreal Canadiens.
It's past Canadian anything right now.
But you know how they feel about hockey. They're like, yo, this is your game. Like, how are you not doing
But you also didn't catch it. I'm taking the Leafs to win the cup. I'm taking them to play the Oilers. So
that's
a
an all-Canadian final.
You see that?
Okay.
All right. So,
well, I respect what you're saying. I'll see the Florida Panthers out there,
okay.
and
all right.
we'll talk.
So again, we'll pin that. Anything else on hockey? I guess we'll get to hockey throughout the year. It's
going to
just
be
started.
a great season.
It's going to be a good season. I've been, prolific in saying that I don't want to watch the Leafs until the playoffs because I just remember 2013 and the 18-wheeler off the cliff and yada yada ray.
Up 4 goals, you mean?
That might be my worst sports moment of all time.
The pain that I felt in my heart.
Yeah, that might. No, I'm literally. I'm telling you. No, I felt in my gut.
The high of highs that low, like that's one of those ones when you wanted to punch the TV.
You can't even make that up.
No,
you can't make that up. Like that whole the emotions of that whole series. So I've been really cautious with my Leaf love.
Yeah.
Since then. But I think it's the year. So we'll do that. I guess to end off sports, we do got some basketball. First things first, let's talk about this Minnesota and Minnesota Timberwolves and New York Knicks game that happened this week.
Love the heated rivalry.
Preseason.
Come on, listen,
heat.
you just traded me DiVincenzo. So supposedly he asked for a trade because they told him once they got Miles, his minutes would go down.
Okay.
Miles Bridges.
Yeah.
So he knew that,
but we knew
and
that
then
too,
the coach him and the coach weren't seeing eye to eye, and that's why you seen him on
He was talking
the
talking
free
to
throw
the coach,
line
yeah.
saying, yo, I don't got a left, I don't got a right hand.
Yeah.
And then Rick Brunson got involved and he kind of said, yo, Rick, I'm not really shooting at you, but if you want to step up for Tibbs. And it was crazy because DiVincenzo is so close to Jalen. He was in his wedding. So Jalen had to kind of step in and be like, yo, this is my pops, but this is my man. Like,
it looked like miscommunication between him and Rick.
Tough.
It looked like
it's tough. But I like that intensity for basketball, especially in New York City, because I always like to hear bing bong and then see the fans wild out after the first game, wild out after a couple wins. Like
they always say, and I've never got it, but the Knicks being good is good for basketball.
It really is.
Yeah, and I get it. Like I never.
It's like the Leafs being good.
Yeah, 100%. So I get it. It was an intense game. Listen, Cat looked good. Brunson looked good.
I'm telling you, bro. They look like they're
Ant looked good.
Ant looked like he was in mid-season form.
DiVincenzo looked good.
No, DiVincenzo has something to prove, though.
But if he gets the bly to get those minutes and show out. Knowing that, again, you're in New York, okay, I'm going to play the team, the whole Connecticut thing, but I didn't even know that he asked for the trade.
That's what's
so the fact that he asked for the trade, to me, that I look at the trade differently now.
Well, that when he wasn't going to get the minutes that he deserved after how well he played
I look at the trade
year.
totally differently now. If he asked for that trade and kind of put the wheels in motion.
Well, I think they weren't even looking to, but then when they knew they got Cat and then they knew he was going to be disgruntled, put him in there. We'll get back what we get back.
That is dope. That's dope. I'm excited, especially if the league is like that. Obviously, you're going to get a ton of hoops from us here. But yeah, no, it's preseason, so I don't want to get too hyped too yet. But that game was worth speaking about for sure.
That was dope. Crazy Hall of Fame basketball.
Yeah,
we got to see a legend going as a Toronto Raptor
for the first time ever.
Okay, Vince Carter,
first time ever. Round of applause. We'll hit the round of applause for that for sure.
Man. I don't even know what you want to say, but
yeah, no. So we'll get that the people know. Obviously, We've talked about Vince Carter over the last 3 or 4 weeks, but just in regards to, I'll read some of his highlights. So Carter is the only player in NBA history to appear in a game in 4 different decades. He's one of 6 players in NBA history to average at least 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists per game in 10 straight seasons. He's also one of 6 players in league's history to record 24,000 points, 6,000 rebounds, 2,500 assists, 1,000 steals, 1,000 3-point field goals. That's a pretty heavy career stat line.
Yeah.
8-time NBA All-Star, Olympic gold medalist in 2000, 2-time NBA All NBA team, second and third team. Vince never made the first team, eh? NBA slam dunk champion in probably the best slam dunk competition ever. All NBA team, first team 1999, Rookie of the Year award in 99, and just a ton of accolades. Obviously, to us, he is the golden child to NBA, to Toronto basketball, to Canadian basketball. And he played 20 plus years, 22 years in the NBA, 21 years in the NBA.
Yeah.
So he's definitely, and what I'll say to his character is that a lot of people have amazing things to say about Vince Carter. Amongst the basketball ilk. His peers, they all just have great things to say, even in media, because he's been in media for the last, I would say, since 2000, pretty consistently. He's just a class act.
Yeah, he is who he is. Vince Carter is that guy. He's that deal.
Okay, so what? So again, big shout outs to Vince. I'll let you do this one.
Chauncey Billups of the Detroit Pistons went in. The Colorado native.
Yeah.
Did so much for the league. He played on the Celtics, Raptors, Denver Nuggets, Minnesota, the Knicks, Los Angeles Clippers. Had a great career.
Yeah.
Jerry West.
Yeah. So Jerry West. So the one thing about Chauncey, I'll give. I will say, Chauncey is one of those rare athletes in sports where, I guess, kind of like Baker Mayfield, where you got bounced around the league. Everyone said that he was good. He just wasn't the right fit, and whatever the case is. Even he had a cup of tea in Toronto or a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
But he found it in Detroit, and then in Detroit, he's like one of the best players in the league, and it's just opportunity. It's like Kyle Lowry.
You just need that opportunity and for somebody to mess with you.
Yeah. So big ups to Chauncey, and then again, lastly, we got Jerry West. 14-time All-Star, 12-time All-NBA.
The logo.
What I'll say to him, it's not, you don't have to, I'm not going to read off all this stuff. You already know about Jerry West. But this is his 3rd inductee into the Hall of Fame. I think, which is the most notable thing, is that he's been inducted as a player. He was inducted as one of the players on the 1960 Olympic team, and now he's inducted as an executive in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Which is amazing.
Big shout out to all 3 of those guys and everyone else that was inducted. We can't obviously get to that. And I guess lastly, we'll say Danny Green retired.
I don't care about that.
You know what?
Thank you.
He's a Toronto Raptor.
He was part of the championship
team. So I have to big him up. So, but that's all we got for sports this week.
Yeah.
We're right back into music. Blueprint Radio.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
All right, what an amazing show again. This was a busy one.
Yeah, for sure. Jam-packed show. A lot of that happened in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed the interview last week. We got back into business.
Yeah.
BPRS. I'm Reed Roses _BPRS. This is
Matic _BPRS.
You can catch us on IG at Link Blueprint.
Yes, sir.
If you have anything to send us, you want to email us, you want to talk to us, you want us to do your events, whatever it is, you can get at us at blueprintradioshow@gmail.com.
Correct. And then on the YouTube, please subscribe.
Share,
hit
comment.
the notification button.
Yes.
All of that. We have the hottest content on YouTube, and it's getting better, and it's more informative, more entertaining.
Facts.
Just come kick it with us, right? We love y'all. Thanks for joining us every single week.
Dope playlists on iTunes, Spotify.
Yeah.
We also got one on YouTube with the videos, which is mad fire.
Yeah, our drop zone as well. We're playing the hottest in Canadian talent. So
we played. Who we about to play?
So we're gonna run a track from Run and Gun.
Ooh.
We're gonna run a track from Mega Sean, obviously that new track.
Saga, Mega Sean.
Right. So again, we taking care of the culture. We love y'all. Rock with us. World famous Blueprint Radio. Love.
Peace.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.